Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is a double guest video from DemolitionHound, who had a really good suggestion. That being that the Geara Doga heavy arms type has just gotten patched. And I already had this video from demo from a while back that I had not run, so he got another good one today after the patch, so we're going to get a before and after look at how it runs. The Heavy Doga got an extra round of ammunition for its large Bruno gun and a faster re-ready time for the cluster shot version of that. Also got some extra ranged mod and a bunch more adjustments to the level 3 and up versions of it because, the higher level something goes, the harder time it tends to have, so that's more adjustments and skills to higher levels has been happening more lately, and I appreciate it. I like it. But yeah, so this is the before round. This is the Geara Doga heavy arms type in the Jabro or underground base map, and yeah, that's it's one of those that I really enjoyed, so I'm kind of surprised it got buffed, but that, just because I enjoy it doesn't mean that it is incredibly effective. Demo's really good with it, and again, he enjoys using it, but yeah, that doesn't give us that is a very small sample size, 2 people. That does not give us a broader look at the stats. Let's see, good hit there. The Bruno gun does heavy stagger, as I recall, and then which gives you a good follow up with either the beam machine gun or the cluster shot, either one. It also has grenades, but yeah, as you can see, he's doing a lot of solid damage here, but also just getting killed quite a bit because, yeah, when supports get focused, especially if there's a strong raid or a heavy attack raid, especially, it's hard. The Sasbi FF has a new skill called Resist Move, which is basically dodge roll without the iframes, so, dodge roll. But I'm kind of thinking that that's going to end up the solution for, Demo saw that too, there's a pilot on the radar, so hopefully between him and number 3 they can get them before the bomb is set. Good grenade toss, very nice. And yep, looking to see if he has all clear on his chats and where he keeps it, because I do exactly the same thing in that situation. But yeah, I feel like Resist Move is a good start for supports. Makes it at least not all of them, but definitely some of them, because I understand that they want to make the make supports less agile and thus more vulnerable than general purpose or raid types. I get that, but also just right now, the way raids are, not having a lot of evasive options or defensive options can really just murder you. So there's been a lot of workarounds they've added, like the guard skill for some supports, for now the resist move. Of course, there's a few things with Psycho Frame or Biosensor that have that gain a dodge roll in resonance mode, but yeah, so it's it's a work in progress. It looks like they're not gonna unless they surprise us, which they're good at. It doesn't look like we're going to end up with like a blanket solution the way we did for raids, who got assault booster and a bunch of other skill upgrades to make it easier for them to actually reach the support and not die. I don't know how what the best way to do it is, but just having at least some supports with more mobility sounds like a good start. Realistically, the 2 things they can do is make it so supports survive a hit, or make it so supports have more ways not to get hit. And that's it seems like they don't want to generally do the survive a hit thing too much, because the whole idea behind raids is they get in, they get a quick kill, and then probably die. That seems to be what they said when they were talking about, how some of the raids are supposed to be used. So so that means that basically supports have to have a way to not be hit by that single hit, or basically make it so that the raids with the big hits were the only things that they wouldn't be able to survive. I don't know. It's definitely not a thing I have a really good solution in mind for. So we will see what the future brings, because again, the game is always changing and improving, and the solution may be to just kind of make make supports into the long distance equivalent of raids, which is do as much damage as you can before the raid gets to you and kills you. It's kind of hard, I think, to really define these roles particularly well, especially since the rock paper scissors thing is basically a legacy from Gundam Battle Operation 1. It's not at all uncommon in games like this, but I feel like sometimes I wonder if it's even necessary anymore. Just do away with the type advantage and disadvantage and just have it all operate by melee defense and melee damage. I don't know, but if you have thoughts on what the best way to make supports a little bit less suicidal would be, always welcome to hear people's ideas in the comments. But yeah, I don't know. I think for one thing I need to get back to playing more supports, and that will help. Just because half of not getting killed is hoping your team actually works with you, and half of not getting killed is just being able to read the writing on the wall and get out of there, which is hard to do sometimes. And in Demo's case, not necessary in this case, because he absolutely demolished that Geara Zulu EH before it could get to him. So, and with 35 seconds left in this round, yeah, he has absolutely done a ton of damage. So I'll be interested to see the final stats here. And oh man, yeah. So yeah, this is the Geara Doga. I get the Gearas confused. Like, I don't I have a harder time keeping the Gearas apart than the Dogas, if you get me. So and nice melee kill at the last second, and another last second kill. So yeah, this is gonna be some good good stats here, I'm thinking. Let's take a look. And also, yeah, the Angelus Opera colors look really good on that, honestly. 149,000 damage, 6,400 points out of 19k, 8 and 3. Really nice. So we are now going to take a look at what can be done with the Geara Doga after the patch. Alright, and this is the post-buff version. Demo asked in his video title, are y'all tired of this color scheme yet? But it also looks to me like he adjusted it a little bit. The darker purple looks to me like it has a little bit less blue. That may just be an effect of the lighting, honestly, because Jaburo is very blue-green in cast, so it can really affect the colors. I feel bad sometimes because there are maps that just really absolutely how do I describe it? Skew is the word. Thank you, brain. Skew your color scheme. And when people, make requests, and the round I get that I like is on one of those maps where, everything is suddenly kind of blue or green or whatever, I kind of feel bad about it sometimes. But that's just the nature of the game. That's what a mobile suit painted like that would look like, because I painted it like that, and that's what it looks like. But okay, well, the Sinanju Stein and the GPO-1 were busy fighting over Demo, which let him get away. Good counter tackle. Also, just watch your eyes if you have problems with very complex patterns. That Sinanju Stein is using the striped camo that I really wish was not in the game. Like I said before, I personally advocate for the ability to turn other people's color schemes off. Just, show everybody but you in their default colors, just for people with with vision problems, because I would like to see this game, I'd like to see all games as accessible to everyone as possible. So, they just, Sony recently announced a really neat controller that you can apparently just, assemble in the way that is best for you. That, that you can just kind of set up on a table and put the sticks and the buttons and all of that where they work for you, and I think that's wonderful. It's just one of those things that I wish I gave my mom my 3DS XL, because she played a lot of games before she had her stroke. She played played a lot of RPGs. She finished Final Fantasy VII before I did. And she was actually, of all things, a huge fan of Tactics Ogre and Phantasy Star 3, which is kind of the black sheep of the series. But they're just, the whole generational aspect of it really, really spoke to her. She really loved that as a concept. So, and so she was able to play Dragon Quest IX on her 3DS, DSi XL, excuse me. But I know it was, frustrating for her just because the stroke also affected her reading comprehension, so I always felt bad about that. But I did everything I could do, and that's, situations like that, that's the best you can hope for. Anyway, sorry to be a bummer here, just, she's still on my mind a lot. No help in that. Meanwhile, Demo is doing really well, has, and as you can see, the cluster shot is reloading a lot quicker, and also, I did not know you could fire cluster shot into that crevice and kill pilots in that corner. That is amazing. I love it. I'm going to remember that when I'm using the Heavy Doga or anything else with a nice, good splash. Because I want to experiment with that now. Nice. And that Phoenix just got absolutely murdered. The presence of the Phoenix, of course, means this is the highest level of the Heavy Doga, which I think is 4. Which means that it has some of the other buffs that were handed out for it, like, I believe, better buffers, among other things. And as always, for all the buff videos, I'm going to try and remember to link to the monthly adjustments in the description, because there's a bunch of fun stuff in there. Also, I don't know if I've ever mentioned it before, but if you go back and look at the previous month's adjustments on the official GBO2 website, it will show you what has changed generally in the last month since those adjustments were made, so you can see if it has improved as much as they hoped. So it's, there's a lot to like about how they handle this game, in my opinion. I still really, and just the fact that they're technically, between the PS4, the PS5, and now the PC, they are working on, 3 separate versions of it, getting a new mobile suit out a week, keeping those 3 versions maintained. I hope they got some extra people to do all this, but just, it is absolutely bonkers the amount of work they have to do. I hope everybody's paid what they're worth and is able to take good care of themselves, because, this is, it's a lot of work to maintain a game like this, and I hope everybody involved is okay, because I know well enough what the gaming industry is like from years of reading about it, and I don't want anyone to be made, I don't want anyone to suffer for my amusement. That's just not me. But I am in full-on blather mode tonight, but yeah, I am liking the look of the adjustments to the Heavy Geara Doga here. While we're waiting on Demo to respawn, I do want to mention that, yes, it is official. Gundam Battle Operation 2 will be out for the PC on Steam on this Tuesday, May the 30th, at 10 p.m. Pacific. So about 1 a.m. when the server usually updates on the PSN version. So yeah, if you've been waiting, if you are gonna start GBO2 once it hits Steam, the wait is almost over, and yeah, it's time to respawn. That's something I probably haven't mentioned it very much because it doesn't come up too often, but there is a mechanic where if you refuse to spawn in for too long when you're up on the enemy team, after enough time, it will just start awarding them points. It's just to force you to get back, force your team to get back into the game. That's because a lot of it still happens in the last minutes a lot, but it used to be quite a thing that people would just hold off on respawning for as long as humanly possible because you can't lose points if there's nobody there to get killed. So yeah, so that was a thing for a long time, and they added that mechanic to compensate because, yeah, people would just stop spawning so that the other team couldn't score points. Spore points. And, yeah, so they had to do something about that, obviously. GPO1 went in for the tackle. Timing was not quite there, but, Demos has something to say about that, too. 49.97, cluster shot. The shield somehow tanked all of that. I don't know how that works. I kind of wonder if with the shotgun and cluster shot and like that, if the shield gets one piece, it gets them all. But not quite enough time to finish off the GPO-1, but it was a good round. And, man, apologies for the extremely unfocused commentary, but just brain's really kind of wandery today. I'm finally awake, though. 180,000 damage, so you can see a marked improvement from the last time. Only 3 and 2, but yeah, just dealing out damage like crazy, and that pilot shot was great. So, thank you, Demo, for the rounds. I really appreciate it. And that is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. We'll be back soon with more. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later! And yeah, for the record, for the level 3 and up, what the Heavy Doga got is 1,000 more hit points, 5 more points of speed, 5 more points of thruster capacity, a higher level in frontline support system, so the whole team can respawn a little faster when it's on the team, and also a higher level of special right shoulder armor buffer, so it was... that shoulder shield tanks a little bit more damage for you. So, yeah, that is a good set of buffs all around, and, yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get some more before and after videos going here so we can keep this going.